Happy almost Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm Chef Ann Apra, and welcome back to the kitchen. What can we make that's romantic and lovely as part of our romantic dinner feast for Valentine's Day, for spring, for whenever you want people to come over? Honey, what's for dinner? It's Valentine's Day, and you want to make something decadent, but you also want to make something healthy. Why not combine the two? This is a vegan mixed green salads featuring our microgreens, our edible flowers, radicchio, some fresh cilantro, and some gorgeous dandelion greens, and of course, lots of lovely, crisp, mixed field greens. We have gorgeous edible flowers. Inside of this lovely pack is microgreens and a selection of chrysanthemum petals and other edible flowers. Make sure they're culinary grade edible flowers. Don't just pick something out of the garden because it could make you sick. I have radicchio. This is a lovely Belgian endive cousin, and I'm just going to do some long, slow chiffonade-like cuts, and I'm going to toss them all into a beautiful bowl. Look at this bowl. To this pile, I'm gonna add some mixed field greens. There's escarole, there's baby kale, baby spinach, our beautiful dandelion greens. These are from a farmer's market. Don't think you can just go to your lawn and start pulling them out. Although I hear that you can eat the actual dandelion flowers from your garden. I don't know. I'd rather get them from a reliable culinary source. There's such a peppery scent when you tear them. It's just great. And this is my favorite kitchen tool, of course, are my hands. So get in there. I also am a fan of cilantro. Not everybody likes cilantro, so you can omit this, or whatever is seasonal in your area. You take the edge of a sharp chef knife and you just kind of pull the leaves off. Then you have a stemless selection that you can just top in there. I'm just gonna give this a gentle toss with my hands, and I'm gonna add in my microgreens and my culinary grade flowers. There we go. This is going to be that pretty topping on it. Gorgeous. Whenever I need to use nuts or seeds in any of my recipes, I highly recommend that you toast them. I'm adding toasted pepitas, which are the pumpkin seeds, which you can find all year long in your local markets. To that, I'm gonna add a little bit of sesame seeds. I love the crunch and nuttiness that sesame seeds add to it. I'm not going to season them before I pop them in the oven. I'll do that afterwards, and I do that to taste. Into a 350-degree oven they go for about 6 or 8 minutes. Use your nose knows. So while I have the oven on to toast up my pepitas and my sesame seeds, I figured why not add a little crunchy yumminess to our romantic Valentine's Day salad course. This is adorable little batard. It's a little tiny baguette that you can get in most grocery stores. And this was fresh baked. It was actually still warm when I got it, which is wonderful. However, since we're going to toast it, if it's a day old or two, so be it. So I'm just slicing it along a bias, which means kind of on a slant. That way you get a lot of surface area. And I learned this trick in Italy in a winery decades ago, and it was such a great trick, and I've been doing it ever since. After it's toasted in an oven, about 350 degrees for 10 minutes, I'm going to take a garlic clove and I'm going to use it as a grater or a microplane or a zester, and it's gonna make it beautifully infused with the oils from the garlic. It's a nice, clean way of making your very own garlic toasts. And I'm just gonna do a little drizzle over each. And I'm going to use, like I mentioned, my favorite kitchen tool, my hands. And I'm using the same pan because why not? Why have to clean up more dishes? I put a piece of parchment paper underneath anything that I put in the oven that I don't need to have that reactive action that you get with aluminum foil to brown the bottom. And to that, I'm going to add just a tiny pinch of salt and pepper just to give it a little bit of color. And you want to add your seasonings from above because that lets them scatter more evenly on the surface that you need. And if some of the salt and pepper get on the pepitas or the seeds that I'm also concurrently toasting, so be it. I could start smelling the yummy saltiness of those nuts and the seeds, and I knew they were done. And my lovely toast, look how crisp and beautiful they are. And this is another reason why I love using parchment paper. You just have to pick it up and dump it, and then you're pretty much done with the dishes. Here we go, and I have a little bowl at the ready, and I'm going to salt them very lightly because I don't want to oversalt. I know that my dressing has ample salt in it, and therefore I don't have to worry about adding too much sodium into my diet because we have to be careful of all that. But I will put a pinch because you do have to season, right? Oh, they smell great. I wish you were here. Smell-o-vision. With our bread, if it's not too hot for you to handle, I already peeled the skin off of a garlic clove, and you're just gonna rub it on top. Oh, and you can already smell the aroma. It is heaven. Garlic is an aphrodisiac, so why not add it to your Valentine feast? We're ready to compile our beautiful vegan feast. We have this gorgeous multiple green salad featuring our beautiful edible flowers. We made rustic crostini toasts with garlic infused, and we toasted up some pepitas and toasted sesame seeds. And of course, we're going to crown it with our homemade citrus Dijon dressing. Are you ready? I know I am. Okay, to every good salad before you toss it is put a pinch of salt and a little bit of cracked pepper. And that's just to add a little bit of infusion of flavor throughout it. We're going to go ahead and portion some of this into a bowl. Then you're going to add a little bit of your toasted pepitas so that everything sinks to the bottom. You want every bite to kind of have a little bit of this and that and the other. You're going to give a little shake, gentle shake, and you're going to pour about 1.5 tablespoons, a little at first. And sometimes I just use the forks that I'm going to use to toss it. Because who likes doing dishes on a romantic night like Valentine's? You're gonna toss from below to the top, and you're just going to make sure that every piece is coated with that lovely dressing. Those flowers are gorgeous in there. Wow. Oop. If one spills over, maybe that's an excuse to taste it for salt and pepper. I think I'm spot on. Okay, now it's time to dish up. Here we go. I'm also gonna add a little extra of those pepitas and the seeds because I want protein and crunch in everything. I'm gonna add to this my toppings because I wanna use the rest of that dressing that's in there. Top it up. And most of this can be made in advance for your romantic dinner or for a party if you're having a bunch of guests over. You just have to do this last step last. Salads don't sit well with dressing. So this is the last thing that you do before you invite guests over. Here's another last thing you do before you invite guests over. You garnish it with these beautiful crunchy crostades or crostini toasts, and you taste. Yum. Please like and subscribe. I can't wait to see you another time. It's time to dig into this romantic, lovely salad. From my kitchen to yours. Happy Valentine's Day.